Well, this is an exciting day. We're driving the truck for the first time with the box attached, finished and attached. Um, so far, so good. It feels okay. It doesn't feel any more different, any more different than it was before the box was put in. As usual, Peter is just an outstanding human being. Let's put it that way. He's so thoughtful about all the details about this build. Um, I'm so happy with what's going on. There's a lot of stuff going through my mind right now. This whole thing started many years back during COVID when I wanted to learn how to roast coffee. I was already an espresso drinker, kind of. I mean, not kind of, but I had my first liter brewing machine back then. I was learning the ropes when I decided to learn how to roast. And I decided to learn how to roast to save money on coffee because it's supposed to be cheaper, which it is. During that process, people start asking me about coffee, can I sell it? And friends and family, neighbors. I live in a really small apartment. That's where we live. So I was roasting out of the balcony and people watch me. Of course, the smell helps. And that's when I first started to think, I can maybe do this. Like, this is because I like to do things that I enjoy. And definitely I enjoy doing that, but I didn't know how much. I didn't know how far I could take it. And as I progressed with the idea, the concept, and the selling, and my late son Angel said to me, "Dad, you need to. This is a good thing. You need to get going seriously." I'm going, "All right. What do you mean by that?" He said, "Just make a business. You're good at that part. I like businesses." So we started doing that, and he's the one that said, "Go for it." And he gave me some pointers. Like I like what he said. For the first time, that's when someone ever told me, "You need to do this." Like it's like he knew more than I did about going all the way. And then back then he was finishing his studies in computer programming, and he did a whole course. He was really good. I mean, I'm in the computer business all my life, but he was better than me in that aspect. And he said, "Let me design you a website with a storefront, like with Shopify." He became a Shopify builder or something, certified, whatever. And I remember I said to him, "Yeah, we can do that, but we need to, the laws." This is 2020. I'm pretty sure this is 2020 when this conversation happened. The laws available back then to do what he suggested were not in our favor. Like Florida back then did not allow online selling, did not allow the use of the mail. You had to only sell in person, like a farmer's market on the street. Like, yeah, you can do that. You could do that, but so I told him, let's make a prototype, because I wanted to help him out. I knew what he wanted to do, right? So I wanted to help him out. So let's make a prototype, and at least you get going on your end, and so we got going. But again, the laws were, I knew the limitations. I didn't want to discourage him, but he planted the seed. He said, we need to do this, right? Okay, we kept going. I keep getting better at roasting. Keep buying more equipment and making sure I can make it. I said, yeah, we can. Even in person only, people were buying the coffee already. So I kept going, and in 2021 we moved to the Villages, and I said, yeah, I have the space. I'm gonna keep going, right? And he's doing his thing. The idea was there. We kind of work on it, but no online presence, just in-person stuff. And then, unfortunately, as you know, he passed away on February 14, 2022. Very sad moment, but, and you know, I never thought anything about it until later that year, after he passed away, and we went through the whole thing. Later that year, I don't know how, I ended up with, you know how it is with your phone, you talk about something and it shows up, and a link about Florida passes a new law or something about the what is called cottage law, which is the category of business that I was able to be in legally, right? And I opened that, and I, you know, went saw the law. It's easy for me. I went to law. It's easy for me to read that. And guess what? The idea he presented to me in 2020, Florida it became a law. They changed it. Meaning, number one, online selling is approved. Number two, you can mail orders. And number three, they increased the limit of the cottage law earnings from 50,000 to 250,000, which both to me were acceptable. I wasn't making 50,000 for sure. This is just a hobby at this time. This is at the last quarter of 2022. And when I saw that, I said, I'm gonna finish Angel's idea. And I went back on Shopify, I saw what he was doing. I got access to all his computer, everything you know, all the stuff that he was working on. And so I did. And I'm gonna finish what he started. And so I went on Shopify and I built for the first time an online presence. And I launched that online presence in December of 2022. And that's when a friend of mine, Skip, that you have seen, or if you haven't, you'd see in this channel, even in this truck, invited me to be on his YouTube channel. And back then, during the December season or so, he did a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish kids, I think in Orlando. So my light bulb went on, and I said to him, let me donate, let me create something with coffee to launch my business, but I want to do it in a helping, right? I want to help out. So I launched a pledge. You pledge $30, I will mail you a bag of coffee, right? It's not because the bag of coffee cost $30, it's the pledge, right? And the only thing I kept was the shipping and credit card costs. I donated the materials, my time, the labels, the bags, but the shipping cost and the credit card cost, I thought, you know, that should be covered by the pledge. And it came down to $7 maybe, somewhere there, depending where the coffee was. So in general, out of the $30, on average, you get about 20 some back. And guess what? We raised $400 in a few weeks. And I remember I presented a check to him, and that was a really cool thing. That was all because of Angel's idea. Like, it was really cool. And so that's how I became what I'm now, I guess. So this little truck started with my late son vision of, you need to take off with the coffee business. And I haven't stopped since. It just, when you have limited funds, it's a pain in the butt to do a business. It's hard. So from that moment, December 2022, then some angels showed up. The main one is Kike, which is my older son, father-in-law. I explained to him about the roasting part. That back then we had no vision about this. We knew we needed to do something with a mobile business or something. We just didn't know back then. So at the beginning of 2023, he said, here's some money, get going. And I told him, well, we need to get a better roaster because the one I have is too small. So we need to get a larger one or whatever. And so that's what happened. So in December 2023, we acquired our current roaster, which is a larger, way larger and better than we've been doing. Now we have the online presence. Like, you go to Jose.coffee, www.jose.coffee. You can buy, do whatever you want. see, I have a YouTube channel link at the Espresso. Now this is gonna grow more there because we got more material. We got a truck.